How one slip during an argument revealed what my husband really thinks of me. I always thought arguments were just heated moments, temporary storms that pass. But one sentence, one careless slip during a fight with my husband, tore apart every illusion I had about our marriage. I'm a 34-year-old woman living in Ohio, married to my husband Ryan for 8 years. We met in college, built a life together, and from the outside we looked solid. Steady jobs, a cozy home, 2 dogs, weekend brunches with friends. The kind of couple people describe as goals. But what people don't see is how quiet resentment builds in the spaces between daily routines. It started small. Him working late more often, barely listening when I spoke about my day, rolling his eyes when I brought up emotional things. I told myself, he's stressed, it's temporary. I wanted to be the understanding wife. Then came the night that changed everything. We were arguing over something stupid. I think it was about his phone. He'd been acting distant, always turning his screen away when messages popped up. I asked, "Are you hiding something from me?" He laughed. That laugh, cold, dismissive, made my blood boil. I pressed harder, saying I felt like I didn't matter anymore, that he treated me like an inconvenience. His voice rose, mine followed. The argument spiraled into that ugly kind of shouting match where you both stop listening and start defending your pride. And then he said it. "You're just lucky I stayed with you this long. You're not exactly a catch, you know?" It hit me like a slap. He froze the second it left his mouth, but the damage was instant. My ears rang. I remember staring at him, trying to process that the man who used to call me his best friend had just ripped apart every bit of my self-worth with one line. I asked him quietly, "Is that what you really think of me?" He tried to backpedal, said he didn't mean it, that he was angry, that people say hurtful things in fights. But here's the thing, anger doesn't create new truths. It reveals the ones you've been too cowardly to say out loud. That night, I slept in the guest room. I stared at the ceiling and replayed every moment of our marriage, every time he made a joke about my weight, every time he brushed off my ideas, every time he made me feel small and then told me I was too sensitive. It was like suddenly all those small red flags connected into one big, glaring sign I'd been too scared to read. The next morning, he acted normal, made coffee, asked if I wanted pancakes, as if we hadn't just shattered something irreversible. I told him I needed space. He said, "Don't be dramatic. You know I love you, but love doesn't sound like that sentence. Love doesn't make you feel replaceable." I started therapy that week alone. It's wild how quickly clarity hits when you sit across from someone who doesn't excuse cruelty as just words. My therapist asked me, "What if you stopped trying to convince him you deserve respect?" That question broke me in a good way. A month later, I told Ryan I was done. No screaming, no tears, just calm. I said, "You showed me who you really are, and I believe you now." He tried to talk me out of it, said I was throwing away 8 years, that everyone says things they don't mean. But I think he did mean it, maybe not in that exact moment, but in the quiet way he's always made me feel small. It's been 6 months since I left. I live in a small apartment now with my dogs. I've started painting again, something I stopped doing years ago, because he called it a waste of time. Every morning I wake up to silence that doesn't feel heavy. And every night I remind myself that the truth always slips out eventually, and when it does, you have to be brave enough to listen. Sometimes the words that hurt the most are the ones that set you free.